The way we create content right now is under threat, and I am not sure whether after next month we will still be able to have a channel like this one. Let me explain. Just this year, Google was fined $170 million by the FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission, for collecting data concerning minors. The way YouTube works is advertisers come on and they put their adverts, and then those adverts are served in front of viewers such as yourself. Every single advertiser states who they want their adverts to go in front of. Most advertisers place what are known as personalized ads. These are ads dependent on who is the viewer, and it can be in terms of demographics, where it's the age of the viewer that is used to determine the kind of ads are served in front of them. So the FTC ruling was basically because YouTube and Google were found to have been collecting information, especially about the watch behavior of minors, and then they were fined $170 million.
Let me start by explaining why we allege that Google and YouTube violated our rule implementing COPPA. COPPA requires that certain websites and apps get parents' consent before collecting personal information from children. The definition of personal information includes cookies used in behavioral advertising. The COPPA rule applies differently to third parties serving behavioral ads versus creators of child-directed content. While the content creators are strictly liable for COPPA compliance, third parties are subject to COPPA's requirements only where they have actual knowledge that the website or service they're serving the ads to is child-directed. To put it in context, for today's case, YouTube as a general audience platform is not directly strictly liable under COPPA.
So what happened after that particular ruling is the FTC now went into individual creators, and they said that they will be fining up to $42,000 per video for anyone who infringes the rules that they have set under what is known as COPPA, COPPA. I'll place the full name here. So what the FTC has said is that this particular act is to protect minors, to protect children from advertisers who are targeting minors. The problem is this law actually will affect individual creators even more. This is why, as a YouTube creator right now, all the money I make from content creation is basically from ads. I know I have talked about several other ways of making money on YouTube, but AdSense, for many creators, especially in this country, most of us actually depend on ads in order to be able to sustain our own lifestyle. In the current environment that we are in, all advertisers are using personalized ads in order to get the most bang for the buck, because they are in need for the money. If you are unable to get personalized ads on your channel, that basically means that you are demonetized. You have nowhere where you can actually start making money from your channel. The sad bit is this is going to happen within the next 1 month if the FTC does not make sure that this law actually starts protecting children. Even though the COPPA Act, the COPPA Act, is said to be protecting children, this is what it tends to actually do. As a creator, the content that I create here and the content that I have been creating for you is family-friendly content. The truth is, this content is not intended for children, but children can also watch this content and it will not have a problem. This is content that on a normal day, advertisers would be running to come and advertise in front of my audience. The problem is that the FTC and the COPPA Act actually says that your content should either say that it is not made for kids or made for kids. Now, this is very vague. Made for kids means that, in my opinion, that kids can watch your content. That is primarily children content, which would be cartoons or educational kind of material. But this also means that if you have family-friendly content, then in essence, it is kind of made for kids. So you would be affected as well. So what does this mean? That if an advertiser comes, they have to state if their content is, if their advert is made for kids. Now, when my channel is labeled as made for kids, when the truth is, from my analytics, all the people that come to my channel, all are above 18. But that's not the point. The point is the penalties that are there because of how vague this law is going to scare away advertisers. Secondly, people who actually have content that is specifically made for children will not be able to have advertisers come on and advertise on their channel. So the money they would have made from adverts goes away. From the comments on this particular channel, like this one right here, someone actually takes time and tells me how important this content has been. So this is where I need your assistance. This video is just for your information. We can talk in the comments below, but I'm also placing a link where you as a viewer can be able to actually tell the FTC to reconsider the scope that they are giving for the COPPA Act. It should not affect content creators. It should help and actually help children, not in the way it is worded, because in the way that it is worded means that people will actually stop doing family-friendly content, stop doing kids content, and start doing content that is mature content. In fact, what I feel should happen, number one, parents should take more control over what their kids watch on YouTube. We cannot allow the government to actually decide what content will be going up on a social media site. This is what usually happens. If a child actually comes on the platform and they are asked, like people are asked even when they want to get into an adult site, are you above 18? Kindly confirm. What happens? That person just puts, yes, I'm above 18. But then the truth is that that data is false. How can you take control of that? It would be better if the government tried to actually help to bolster the numbers on the YouTube Kids app or other kids apps out there, because this is what is going to happen. It just starts with what they call channels that are directing their content to kids. What happens next? They will come for more content, and my content falls under that. If a 13-year-old wants to learn how to start their YouTube channel, they will most likely come to watch this content. The content I have put up is not directed to 13-year-olds, and the content that I give out is not directed to children, and the content I share is not made for children. But If on the other end the viewer is a 13-year-old or 17-year-old, still a minor, then that affects me directly, because that means that that viewer cannot be targeted with personalized ads. I would also wish that parents come out and actually state under the link that I have placed below the benefits that they have had with YouTube and with the content that they have seen here, because even the lovely song that you love, Baby Shark, will not be able to be there tomorrow, because the creator, the person who actually put up that content, will not be getting money from the work that they have done. The truth is, this video just scratches the surface of what is about to happen with the FTC and with COPPA. And the truth is, it's not just going to affect US creators. It's going to affect you as a Kenyan creator as well. It's going to affect you as a Kenyan viewer as well. And it's going to affect me too. So I have already signed up for this petition. I am placing this video just to be able to inform you of what is going on and what you can do so that the FTC knows that this is affecting creators all around the world. Let's stand with our other creators who are doing good quality content directed to children, because I would rather a channel that specifically tries to teach children good things than they wander off and all they see on YouTube is mature content, because that is what will happen if we do not raise our voice and talk to the FTC about COPPA. See you guys in the next video when I'm a bit happier and these things have changed.